Chris Butt in Remus is P1. Best lap is a 1:28.614. YH8 Racing in Red Bull Mobile is P5. The qualification session is at Red Bull Ring Grand Prix Circuit in Spielberg, Austria. The wind speed is 3 km/h from the northeast. Jason Short from New Zealand is P1. Chris Butt from New Zealand is P3. Yamashita 40 from New Zealand in Remus is 5th. Johnny Prince from New Zealand in Rock is P5. Jason Short is P1. Ten minutes remaining in the session. Jason Short is up 7.46 in Rock. Jason Short is up 7.45 in Rent. Jason Short improved his P1 with a 1:27.665. YH8 Racing is P3. Chris Butt is 3rd. Yamashita 40 is 4th, up 13.13. Jason Short is first, up 0.43. Jason Short is provisional pole with a 127.078. Johnny Prince in Pirelli is third up 0.26. Johnny Prince is up 0.10 in Red Bull Mobile. Johnny Prince improved his fourth with a 132.237, 5.159 off pole. Yamashita 40 in Red Bull Mobile is sixth. Jason Short from New Zealand is first up 0.34. Chris Bunnett is third up 0.69. Chris Bunnett improved his P2 with a 128.001, 0.923 off pole. Yamashita 40 is fourth up 0.39. Yamashita 40 improved his P4 with a 129.112. 2.034 off pole. 5 minutes remaining in the session. Johnny Prince is sixth. Jason Short is provisional pole with a 126.918. Johnny Prince is up 0.96 in Roth. Johnny Prince is up 1.18 in Rent. Jason Short is P1. Chris Bunnett is second up 0.10. Jason Short is P1. Best lap is a 1:26.918. YH8 Racing is 5th. Yamashita 40 in Castrol Edge is P4. YH8 Racing is P5 up 0.19. YH8 Racing is up 0.61 in WA1/4 RTH. YH8 Racing improved his P4 with a 128.817, 1.899 off pole. Yamashita 40 is 5th. Yamashita 40 improved his P4 with a 128.444, 1.526 off pole. Jason Short in Red Bull Mobile is 1st. Jason Short is provisional pole with a 126.377. Yamashita 40 in Remus is P4 up 0.18. The qualifying session is now in overtime. Yamashita 40 is up 0.19 in Pirelli. Yamashita 40 is up 0.16 in Rent. Yamashita 40 improved his 4th with a 128.147, 1.770 off pole. Chris Butt is P2 up 0.16. Johnny Prince is 6th. Broadcast bot is P20. The race session is at Red Bull Ring Grand Prix Circuit in Spielberg, Austria. The wind speed is 1 km/h from the northeast. Jason Short is P1. Chris Butt from New Zealand is 2nd. Chris Butt entering the pits is P19. Jason Short from New Zealand is 1st. MMR 333 from Canada is 2nd. 20 minutes remaining in the session race start. Chris Butt exiting pits. MMR 333 is now P3. Chris Butt is second. YH8 Racing is P4. Chris Butt is P2. YH8 Racing in Pirelli is P4. Chris Butt in Rindt is second. Yamashita 40 from New Zealand is fourth. Chris Butt on lap 2 is P2, 2.1 behind Jason Short. Yamashita 40 is fourth. Best lap is a 1:38.047. 4.734 off the fastest lap. Chris Butt in WA 1/4 RTH is second, 2.7 behind Jason Short. Yamashita 40 in Rindt is fourth, 1.1 behind YH8 Racing. YH8 Racing in Castrol Edge is third, 1.4 ahead of Yamashita 40. Yamashita 40 in Remus is fourth, 1.0 behind YH8 Racing. YH8 Racing in Rock is third, 1.2 ahead of Yamashita 40. YH8 Racing was 1.0 faster last lap. Yamashita 40 in WA 1/4 RTH on lap 3 is P4, 1.6 behind YH8 Racing. YH8 Racing is third, 1.8 ahead of Yamashita 40. Yamashita 40 is fourth, 1.9 behind YH8 Racing. 15 minutes remaining in the session. YH8 Racing is third, 1.8 behind Chris Budd. YH8 Racing lost third to Yamashita 40. MMR 333 in Rock is P5, 3.4 behind YH8 Racing. YH8 Racing was 1.9 faster last lap. Yamashita 40 in Rent is third, 3.8 behind Chris Budd. MMR 333 on lap 4 is 5th, 1.8 behind YH8 Racing. Yamashita 40 in Remus is third, 4.1 behind Chris Budd. MMR 333 is P5, 2.0 behind YH8 Racing. Yamashita 40 is P3, 4.6 behind Chris Budd. MMR 333 in Rent is P5, 2.4 behind YH8 Racing. Yamashita 40 is P3, 5.0 behind Chris Budd. MMR 333 in Remus is P5, 1.8 behind YH8 Racing. Yamashita 40 in Pirelli is third. MMR 333 is fifth, 1.4 behind YH8 Racing. Yamashita 40 in Castrol Edge is P3. MMR 333 is 5th, 0.7 behind YH8 Racing. MMR 333 was 1.5 faster last lap. Yamashita 40 in Rock is P3. Ten minutes remaining in the session. MMR 333 is P5, 3.5 behind YH8 Racing. MMR 333 passed YH8 Racing for 4th. YH8 Racing is P5, 1.6 behind MMR 333. Chris Butt on lap 8 is P2. YH8 Racing on lap 8 is 5th, 2.4 behind MMR 333. Yamashita 40 is 3rd. YH8 Racing in WA1 4th RTH is 5th, 2.2 behind MMR 333. Yamashita 40 is 3rd. YH8 Racing is 5th. Best lap is a 1:27.428. 1.242 off the fastest lap. Chris Butt in Pirelli is P2. YH8 Racing in Pirelli is P5, 1.8 behind MMR 333. MMR 333 in Rent is P4, 2.0 ahead of YH8 Racing. YH8 Racing is P5, 2.9 behind MMR 333. MMR 333 in Remus on lap 10 is 4th, 0.6 ahead of YH8 Racing. YH8 Racing is 5th, 0.4 behind MMR 333. MMR 333 was 1.1 faster last lap. MMR 333 is P4, 0.5 ahead of YH8 Racing. MMR 333 was 1.1 faster last lap. YH8 Racing on lap 10 is P5, 0.5 behind MMR 333. 5 minutes remaining in the session. MMR333 in Castrol Edge on lap 11 is 4th, 0.2 ahead of YH8 Racing. YH8 Racing is 5th, 0.7 behind MMR333. MMR333 is 4th. Best lap is a 127.599. 1.413 off the fastest lap. YH8 Racing in Pirelli is P5, 0.6 behind MMR333. MMR333 in Rent is P4. Yamashita 40 is 3rd. MMR333 in Remus on lap 12 is P4. Yamashita 40 in Pirelli is P3. MMR333 is 4th. Chris Butt is P2. MMR333 is 4th. Yamashita 40 is P3. MMR333 is P4. Yamashita 40 is 3rd. MMR333 is P4. YH8 Racing is P5. The leader has just finished the race. Jason Short finished P1. Chris Butt finished second. Johnny Prince finished sixth. Yamashita 40 finished P3. MMR 333 finished P4. YH8 Racing finished 5th. Broadcast bot is P7. The race session is at Red Bull Ring Grand Prix Circuit in Spielberg, Austria. Johnny Prince from New Zealand is P1. YH8 Racing is second. MMR 333 from Canada is third. Yamashita 40 from New Zealand is fourth. 20 minutes remaining in the session. Race start. Yamashita 40 is now third. Jason Short from New Zealand is third. Yamashita 40 and Remus is P2. Yamashita 40 lost P2 to Jason Short. MMR 333 is P4. Yamashita 40 and Pirelli is third. MMR 333 is P4. Jason Short is second. MMR 333 is fourth, 0.6 ahead of Chris Butt. YH8 Racing in Remus is second, 0.1 behind Jason Short. MMR 333 is P4, 0.5 behind Yamashita 40. YH8 Racing in Pirelli is second, 0.6 ahead of Yamashita 40. Yamashita 40 is P3, 0.1 ahead of MMR 333. MMR 333 is fourth, 0.5 ahead of Crispa. Yamashita 40 from New Zealand is P3, 0.6 behind YH8 Racing. MMR 333 in Remus on lap 3 is P4, 0.6 behind Yamashita 40. Yamashita 40 in Rock is P3, 0.4 behind YH8 Racing. Yamashita 40 is now second. MMR 333 is third, 2.4 behind Yamashita 40. YH8 Racing is fifth, 4.5 behind Crispa. Crispa was 1.2 faster last lap. MMR 333 is third, 2.2 behind Yamashita 40. Yamashita 40 was 1.7 faster last lap. 15 minutes remaining in the session. YH8 Racing in Remus is P5, 3.2 behind Crispa. MMR 333 is third, 1.9 behind Yamashita 40. Crispa from New Zealand is fourth, 3.8 ahead of YH8 Racing. MMR 333 is third, 1.1 behind Yamashita 40. Crispa is fourth, 3.9 behind MMR 333. MMR 333 is P3 battling Yamashita 40. Crispa in Pirelli is fourth, 2.3 behind MMR 333. MMR 333 is P3, 0.6 behind Yamashita 40. Chris Butt is P4, 1.9 behind MMR 333. MMR 333 is P3, 0.1 behind Yamashita 40. Chris Butt is 4th, 1.0 behind MMR 333. MMR 333 is 3rd, 0.8 ahead of Chris Butt. Chris Butt in WA 1/4 RTH is 4th, 0.9 behind MMR 333. MMR 333 is 3rd. Best lap is a 1:27.590. 0.705 off the fastest lap. Chris Butt in Castrol Edge is P3, 2.0 ahead of MMR 333. MMR 333 is 4th, 4.1 behind Chris Butt. Chris Butt is 3rd, 2.2 behind Yamashita 40. 10 minutes remaining in the session. MMR 333 in WA 1/4 RTH is 4th. Chris Butt is 3rd, 2.1 behind Yamashita 40. MMR 333 is P4. Chris Butt is 3rd, 1.5 behind Yamashita 40. MMR 333 in Pirelli is P4. YH8 Racing is 5th. Chris Butt is P4, 3.2 behind MMR 333. YH8 Racing is 5th. Chris Butt in Rock on lap 9 is P4, 2.5 behind MMR 333. YH8 Racing is 5th, 4.9 behind Chris Butt. Chris Butt is 4th, 0.9 behind MMR 333. Chris Butt passed MMR 333 for 3rd. MMR 333 in Castrol edges P4, 2.8 behind Chris Butt. YH8 Racing on lap 10 is P5, 0.1 behind MMR 333. YH8 Racing passed MMR 333 for P4. MMR 333 on lap 10 is 5th, 0.2 behind YH8 Racing. YH8 Racing in Pirelli is P4, 0.5 ahead of MMR 333. MMR 333 is 5th, 0.3 behind YH8 Racing. 5 minutes remaining in the session. YH8 Racing is 4th, 0.5 ahead of MMR 333. MMR 333 is 5th, 0.9 behind YH8 Racing. YH8 Racing is 4th, 1.5 ahead of MMR 333. Chris Butt in WA1/4 RTH is P3. Best lap is a 1:27.532. 1.192 off the fastest lap. MMR 333 is 5th, 4.3 behind YH8 Racing. YH8 Racing in Castrol edges P4, 4.5 ahead of MMR 333. MMR 333 is P5, 3.7 behind YH8 Racing. Chris Butt in Pirelli is P3. MMR 333 in WA1/4 RTH is P5, 4.5 behind YH8 Racing. Chris Butt in Castrol edges P3. MMR 333 is 5th. YH8 Racing is 4th, 5.0 behind Chris Butt. MMR 333 from Canada in Pirelli is P5. YH8 Racing is 4th. Chris Butt is 4th, 0.1 behind YH8 Racing. MMR 333 in Remus on lap 14 is P5, 2.2 behind Chris Butt. The leader has just finished the race. Jason Short finished P1. Johnny Prince finished 6th. Yamashita 40 finished 2nd. YH8 Racing finished P3. Chris Butt finished 4th. MMR 333 finished P5. Broadcast bot is P7.